All right, welcome back to another Reluctant Prophet production, courtesy of the Pima County Sheriff Department and its cast of characters. I went down the other day to talk to the sheriff, since he's the only one above Richard Kastigar, and also talk to Internal Affairs to find out the status of my complaint. You guys are going to need to grab a joint or a drink to watch this one. It's kind of a long one, and I don't want to waste too much of your time. So let's get right into it.
So we get to go inside, huh? All right.
This is a new public entrance sign right in front of the new metal detector. Well, would you look at that? We have a pattern developing here, ladies and gentlemen. This is TPD headquarters. Not sure if they're mimicking each other or coming straight from central planning. Either way, it's just one more barrier that they've constructed to further themselves from the people.
Hello, how can we help you?
Yeah, I'm here to talk to the sheriff.
You're here to talk to the sheriff?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me a moment.
Thanks.
Did you have an appointment?
No.
No?
Can I make one?
Yeah, can I get your name?
Good citizen.
Well, I need your name.
Good citizen. You can put good citizen of Pima County.
Okay. Just give me one moment.
All right, thanks.
And no, I didn't really think that the sheriff was going to invite me in, let me sit down and have a chat with him.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and open this door, sir.
Yeah,
Got the phone number for you right here to set up an appointment.
perfect.
Yep, just call Caroline. Get it all set up.
All right, and then what I also need is somebody from Internal Affairs. I'd like to check on a complaint that I got in. So
Yep.
if you could have, I could come in and talk to Internal Affairs, that'd be great.
Okay, give me a moment.
Perfect.
Obviously, I can't hear what's going on, but the blonde lady on the left is the head of Internal Affairs. I don't know who the guy in the red shirt is, but he's obviously briefing them about something. I'm sure the meeting that they're having coming up with whoever it is. Just this whole interaction is so bizarre. Stay tuned. And if you could do me a favor and kneel on that like button, I'd really appreciate it.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this a public lobby right here?
Ish. Right.
How come one can't go in? Everybody else is in there. Just out of curiosity. Had me standing outside.
So some of those people are in there for new hires.
Okay.
So some of them
I was
are-
just curious if it was a public lobby, if it was open yet, or if it's not open.
So it's not necessarily like, obviously it's locked on the outside, so they have to let you in.
No shit, Sherlock.
If you're
Well-
coming in with an appointment or something and one of us lets you in to go in to talk, then yes.
So the public lobby is not back open from COVID.
It is.
So then
So we're-
it's either open or it's
So
not. If you have it
Can
locked, then that means we
before
don't have
get into
access.
The semantics of this, my name
Nope.
is Sergeant Croson.
Okay.
Badge number
Do you have a card?
6046. I do actually.
Both of you?
What is it that we can help you with today?
I'm asking about the public lobby right now. I'd like you not to change the subject, and I'd like you to finish this line of conversation before we move on.
Actually,
I'm trying to figure out if this is a public lobby and why we can't just walk inside. You guys have noticed to
Okay.
just put a new metal
do you
detector
have
in
any
here?
complaints that you would like to make today, sir?
I do.
Okay, what are your complaints?
I'm trying to get a question answered. You just put the metal detector in. Why is the lobby still locked if it's open to the public? I think it's a valid question.
Right now, we're trying to decide if we need to go into an area where we can have a private conversation.
What, you got shit in your ears?
No, I'm saying in general, why can't I walk into the public lobby?
Right here, Nicole is looking at the public entrance sign.
You guys have put the metal detector
So you're
on.
in a public area right now, right? This door right here is locked. You have to ring the button to make an appointment with somebody or talk to somebody.
I
So
understand
this is
that,
their
and
police
that
station.
that was like that only because of. Okay.
Okay,
This
so-
is a sheriff's department, and what was your name again? I didn't get your name.
Let me put it on the card for
Perfect.
you. Check my out.
What was your name again?
Croson.
Okay. Now, before COVID, the lobby was open. You could walk right in. The door was not locked.
It is.
So-
You
so they
do
went
the
ahead-
buzzer, and then if you're asking for a specific detective
Yeah.
or internal affairs,
Okay.
basically they buzz us and we come down.
Gotcha. I'd been into the lobby before
Okay.
COVID, and they just walked in. That's why I was curious.
Okay, so-
So that's why I'm trying to figure out if it's still a public lobby.
Hi. Did you guys need to get in?
If you guys want to, there's a button right here you can push.
I'll move over here.
We're not gonna play games though.
We're not playing. Excuse me.
Can they?
I have
I'm not-
plen-
we're
I
not
have
gonna go
plenty
to
of
this
time.
escalation level
I
over
have
here.
plenty of
Do you
time.
mind letting him push the button so he can get some service and we'll talk to him?
Pressing the button. Excuse me. I'm going to stand right here. Don't direct where I stand. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for an update on a complaint that I made.
Today, we're going to be filing a complaint.
You can be rude to the public.
Yeah,
You work
sure,
for the
you
public.
bet.
All right, Section B, Paragraph 1 of General Policies, Procedures, and Regulations reads, all department members shall bear in mind that persons having business with the Sheriff's Department are entitled to courteous and respectful considerations. Since this one's a matter of perception, and Dick has been there for 40 years, and his arrogant perception is that he did nothing wrong, let's let him go on this one.
Okay. Well, we're done.
We're gonna
here.
have fun, aren't we?
We're
Because
gonna
I
have
know
a-
I'm gonna find out on Facebook pretty quick.
Possibly. Yeah.
I've seen you out there.
That was awfully rude. Name and badge number?
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. What was your name and badge number? Who are you?
Paragraph 12 of that same section says, members of the Sheriff Department shall give their name and identification number to any person who requests this information. That's a big fat fail. All right, moving on to paragraph 14. All members shall maintain a degree of physical fitness that enables them to perform the physical activities of their job classification as determined by the department and the county risk manager. Looks like Dix is sitting behind a desk eating Jack in the Box.
So that complaint,
When
and
did
then
you make
also,
this complaint?
I would like to get some complaint forms for some deputies because I
When
got
did you
quite a
make this
few.
complaint?
Oh, let's see, that would have probably been in November. The last person I was here said they couldn't find it, but it should be either under good citizen or anonymous, and it
You
is a
called
complaint.
Internal Affairs references complaint?
No, I turned in a complaint. I was told by one of your guys that I could fill out a form and turn it in as a complaint, and it would be taken as a valid complaint. Is that the truth? Or?
Depends on the form you're talking about, 'cause it's really.
They said you can
generalized.
just write on any piece of paper, send an email. That's what I was told. So
Did
there's.
you send an email or did you send something in?
I came in here and tried to hand it to Internal Affairs, and none of you would come outside to get the piece of paper.
Okay, and that was
And then
in
you
November.
guys. I'm not going to repeat myself.
Okay, well, I'm just
but
trying to get the facts here so I can help
I-
you.
I
'cause
already
we're
gave-
not
I
gonna play
already
the back
gave-
and forth here.
I-
Who did you give it to?
If she would let me finish instead of keep asking the same question, I would get to that. So in November, like I told you earlier, because
When
I
did
got
you
quite a
make this
few.
complaint?
Oh, let's see, that would have probably been in November. They had another deputy come over from another area because you guys, I guess, were too busy to come outside or what was going on. So Gallo was the one that came over here. Gallo, whatever, yeah. He took the report, and then I came back over, talked to another one of your guys, and then he tried to pass it off on one of the internal affairs guys who wasn't in internal affairs anymore. Hey, just curious. Do you guys use that internal app that erases messages that they're talking about in Arizona that Phoenix Police is going to be under investigation for?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The city needs to stop lying to the public. That's a quote from a letter just sent to top officials here in Phoenix in the wake of a major ABC 15 investigation this week.
We exposed Chief Jerry Williams and other top cops used a secret messaging app called Signal on the job. The department claimed the chief stopped using it years ago, but in that new letter, an attorney for 3 high-ranking officers say that's not true, and he included screenshots. Experts say this raises serious concerns about the deletion of public records and key evidence in multiple lawsuits and cases.
Gotcha. Well, good if you're not, because it's all about accountability.
I'm gonna give myself a small
So
So Gaio had it. So just so you know, I'm texting our other person upstairs so she can look on the computer right now to figure out what you're saying. So we might have some backstory to help you out here.
well, we don't really need a backstory. I just gave you it. In November, I filed a complaint,
You want to
and then
know
I
the
just came
status of the
in.
complaint. I don't know that without looking into a computer. Hence me sending a message upstairs for somebody.
You
to
didn't
look
even
into
ask
it.
who the complaint was on.
Well, you gave it to Gaio.
Okay.
So who was the complaint on?
Dick, Kastigar.
Chief Deputy? Richard? Okay, and what was the complaint?
It was a list of things.
Okay, and you wrote
He
all
was
of these
unprofessional.
out.
Yeah, he was unprofessional. He didn't identify with his badge, but come to find out, he's actually not a certified peace officer. So I don't know if he falls under your guys' conduct codes of standards. But yeah, I'm looking for you to go ahead and take my information and get it to the right person, and then you can be my point of contact for the code of conduct.
And what is your name, sir?
Good citizen. You want my email?
Please.
All right. oldvalewell1@gmail.com. Trust me, in 10 minutes you're going to know who my name is. Oldvalewell1.
W-E-L-L.
Uh-huh. The number 1. Yep.
At.
gmail.com. And then, like I said, 10 minutes you'll know who I am, but that's fine. I just put all my complaints under good citizen because they can be made anonymous. The other question I would ask you is, maybe you can help me out. Say that there was somebody out on the street and they took a video of somebody getting abused by the sheriff department. Is it possible for them to see that video and make a complaint themselves, or does it have to be the person that was involved in the situation?
So when you say them, what do you mean? So the person just
So say I took a
understands-
videotape of something and I showed it to somebody and they said, hey, holy cow, that cop did this, I want to complain on it, and they have the videotape and they say, I want to make a complaint with my video. It's not me making a complaint, but they want to take and make a complaint with my video.
So you're kind of two different questions there and there. I think you're looking at maybe the third party. So do we take third party complaints? Generally, no.
Okay.
However, when you have a video or evidence, we will take that information.
So a third party can submit video evidence of
Yeah, you
something,
can give
a
us that.
wrongdoing?
So, but if you were like a third party calling on behalf of, hey, I heard that
Sure, I understand.
so and so,
I understand.
this happened. Those generally are hard for us to find validity to.
Sure.
So we'll listen to them, but we don't necessarily always take that case. But video is evidence of things, so we will.
So anybody can turn in video evidence if they picked it up off the street of a cop doing something wrong?
Yeah, we'll take
Perfect, okay.
Okay, so you want to know the
You
status?
guys are awfully busy texting this morning,
Yeah,
calling.
you're right.
See, look it. I told you within 5 minutes you'd be able to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Which means I think I know where to find your report.
Perfect. My complaint or
Well, I would
report?
explain the
Yeah.
differences in names were.
Yeah, okay.
Complaint or report?
Ooh, I'm not sure what it's under, but I've seen it.
It should be a complaint. And then that's the other thing. I don't really like the internal affairs sending 2 people out, so it'd be nice for the public to be able to just get a simple piece of paper, to be able to fill it out, to file a complaint.
So you can do that online.
Yeah.
You can go online onto our website. You can file a
There's a lot of
complaint
people
on there.
that don't use the internet still and would like to file a complaint.
You
Should
can
have
also write a
recourse.
letter. So you can write a letter.
You guys don't have a
and
formal document for a complaint or a commendation.
You
What
don't really
happens?
need a formal. So there's the formal document online, right? Or you can write a letter.
Can you print that out?
And print it out.
Or is it just a fill-in thing online?
I don't know. I've actually
See, the
never
thing,
done it on the
the
other
thing
end of
is
it,
that
so-
they won't submit things. They'll put little asterisks in there. You need to put in this, and you need to put in this information. No, it's not that. It's that as a public citizen, you have a right to public records, and you don't have to give your information. You can get anybody's public records anonymously. That's the way that it works.
Records request.
Correct, yeah, correct. And that's what I'm saying, when you put in record requests and do stuff, and as a complaint, you should be able to, as an anonymous citizen, put in a complaint on a police officer. You shouldn't have your name tied
Right.
to it, that way there's retaliation. Obviously, I'm being retaliated in, because look, in 5 minutes, you knew my name. So that's the game you guys play, and you're smiling about it. I like it.
Okay.
I like it. You guys are just doing me a
I'm having
favor.
a good day.
You are. Well, when I come back with the notice to sue, you guys are going to be having a really great day. I was trying to talk to the sheriff's this morning. My rights have been violated on several occasions. I have at least 10.
that's what's been done.
I have 10, yes, on video. I have 10 more complaints to file. I don't want to go into an internal affairs room. I want to sit down, gather my thoughts. That's what I was trying to do and talk to. I'm trying to think, Garrett. His right? He left the internal affairs and went to another area. I was standing out front here talking to him about the same conversation, trying to get a piece of paper so that I could do it in the privacy of my own home, gather my thoughts, because when you guys take people into an interrogation room, you're peppering them, they don't feel comfortable, and it's harder for them to get stuff out. Not only that, you guys are gathering evidence against them. So we don't like to do that. So what I was asking him is if I could get a piece of paper when Richard Kastigar came and rudely interrupted and didn't allow me to finish what I was trying to do and brought him inside. That is the basis of my complaint for Richard Kastigar. When he went inside, I asked him who his name was, and I asked him for his badge number, and he said it doesn't matter. That's inappropriate.
Not only is it inappropriate, it's a clear violation of paragraph 12 of their general policies, procedures, and regulations.
Appropriate to speak to the public that way. That's the complaint on Richard Kastigar, and I'm still trying to file those 10 complaints on the other deputies. Guy Marshall. He went over there, he knew about all of this. He admitted, are you filming me with your phone?
No.
Okay, just curious because I want to get a records request because you guys don't have body cams yet. I'm happy you guys got the body cams, that's good. The other time that they went ahead and violated my rights was January 18th. Deputy Lumia and douchebag Marshall, the same one that knew about this home developer, and your deputy admitting on videotape that they know that they're disturbing my peace.
I understand that it's a problem and they're disturbing your peace. We all understand that, okay? The deputies that went out before, they say they told me that yes, there has been problems. There has been issues where they have violated the construction thing.
I would like your supervisor to come out here.
That's fine. You can call him. It's Guy Marshall.
We all know that you're disturbing my peace. I asked him who his sergeant was. He said Guy Marshall. 6 months later, I'm out videotaping that your sheriff deputy told me to do.
You said you paid them for. Could you continue to do so to help us with evidence?
I said I what?
I think you said you have taped them before. Did you tape them before?
Guy Marshall and Deputy Lumia came and ripped me out of my car.
Garbage back there.
Unfortunately, you live in this area.
It was garbage back there.
I get that.
It sucks. So you're not here to, I'm not stepping out of a vehicle. Oh, you're pulling me out of the vehicle. Don't pull me out of the vehicle. I'm telling you. Now you're twisting my arm. I tell you what, you're violating my rights. I'm violating my rights. I'm telling you, you're violating my rights. You should call somebody.
I'm not resisting.
No, but you're being very difficult.
And arrested me. Put the handcuff. No, you didn't, because there was no body camera. The only footage you saw was I was live on YouTube. That's the only way you saw it. Otherwise, they would have been able to lie. There was body cam. I'm glad you said that because we're going to court, and I'll just make sure my lawyer subpoenas that too. She has an audio recorder. She has an.
I might have seen yours that you posted.
Yeah, you have an audio recorder that she's not willing to give up.
I know I've seen videos. So
Yeah.
it might
I know
have
that he
been
was
like
recording too. Some of
Okay.
it. I don't
They weren't
remember if we
recording.
had our body cameras.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
You guys got him after that incident. They're a bunch of liars and criminals out
You're
there.
wanting right
I
now.
want paperwork that I can fill out and hand you all of these, and I can sit down. Do you see how there's a lot going on? I want to sit down, gather my thoughts, write down each individual, go back over all of my videos, all of my audio evidence, and write down in these complaints so it can be articulate, you can understand them, and we can go ahead and get these thugs off the street. That's what we need to do. And then,
Have you already written that out?
What, are you retarded?
You're just really wanting a form.
I want a form because obviously you guys didn't take my first one serious with Richard Kastigar. It's been 6, 7, 9 months now, and I haven't heard anything back. I came in here a couple of weeks ago and got the runaround with some guy and told me to talk to Garrick, who isn't even in internal affairs anymore. So,
Okay, on that complaint that you did, like right now.
are you the supervisor, the one that he said that my supervisor wasn't here today?
I'm familiar, I think, with what you're talking about, but since I didn't handle it, I don't know where it got shuffled to or how
Okay.
it was handled, and my boss isn't here at the moment to even speak to her.
Yes,
Okay,
must have been.
okay. I'm not happy with the sheriff's department. I'm usually a very friendly, nice person. And when you guys are siding with the home developer and I have your sheriff department on audio saying, hey, our buddy called on you again, you guys are not going to look good in court. Because another one of your douchebag deputies arrested me, Deputy Knurr, because I honked at them running down the road. You got a bunch of thugs around here that think that they just can wield their power whatever direction they want.
Okay.
You know that case was dismissed. I was a form,
I'm
yeah.
asking about a form right now. If we can either print out like the email one blank.
You guys are using some nasty people out there.
Okay.
So the online version, we have the screenshot of the form and expand when you write. You see if maybe Todd can like print one of those out.
It would seem like you guys would take it care.
We don't have a specific form
Fair
that
enough.
we could fill out on that. Like I said, you can either write it down and you can.
I'm still here
email
about
it.
the complaint that I put in 9 months ago. And if this is the track that we're going to be going along, I'll probably be dead by the time we get all these ironed
There's
out.
two things that you're wanting. You're wanting forms for
Yep.
your other complaints, and you're looking for the status on what you did last November.
It's exactly what I want.
Okay, so we don't have a specific form. So basically, you can either write a letter to us.
Like I did
email it to
before.
us.
That one works. Because when I said it earlier, you said it depends on what it is. That was your term.
Maybe just confusion on my part in the
Okay.
sense of understanding what you're trying to say.
I want
and
to
get
file a
that
complaint and put it on a piece of paper.
So
Is
it's
there any
written down
special paper do you
document. So
guys
there's
have?
no special paperwork that you have.
Can I put in a
letter.
request you guys get one? An accommodation form and a
So you can address it
complaint
to
form?
either me or you can address it to the lieutenant if you would like, specifically. on
I'm
internal
addressing it
affairs.
to both of you guys.
Okay, so when you write the letter, you can either come down there and hand deliver it.
So we can't verbally give you anything and you can't take
can,
notes?
yes.
Okay, I'm giving you that right
Okay,
now.
so
Could you take that
I'm
note
gonna
down?
ask some like specific
Sure.
questions though too, like
Sure,
the dates
absolutely.
and times. I'm not trying to interrupt you.
No,
I'm
no,
just
it's fine.
trying to get clarity here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which way do you want to do it? Do you want us
Well,
to try to find something that
I
you
do.
can write down, or do you want to do
So
it?
you guys are, now you're conflating two things. I'm trying to
Okay,
figure out if you
so-
have a paperwork and you just said you don't.
We don't have
You
a
just told me
specific
that I've got to fill it on a piece of paper. I'm very
If you want
intelligent.
to.
I'm very intelligent. I understand that point. So we've quashed that point. So now let's get back to the other point. The reason why I'm here is to find out the status of my complaint and why your chief deputy was rude to me. I'd also like to find out, and I want to put into internal affairs, why he's not a certified peace officer and why he's out there pulling people over and pulling his service duty weapon on him. Is that a service duty weapon he's carrying around? Not as a certified deputy? AZ Post has not certified him or the sheriff. They're not certified to be out there pulling their weapons on anybody. So I'd like to add this to the complaint.
News 4 Tucson has learned there's an investigation into the actions of a Pima County chief deputy, an appointed position, for allegedly impersonating an officer.
I asked you to keep your hands where I can see them, please.
You're right here, boy.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're
Thank you.
welcome. What's your name and your badge number?
My name is Kastigar.
Oh, Kastigar. And badge number?
Pima 2.
Pima 2. Okay? Good to know. Oh, shouldn't even be working here. Try to come at somebody with a gun, act like they're a victim.
Chief Deputy Kastigar declined an on-camera interview, but did provide the video he took.
While we're going ahead and figuring it out where we're at. I saw, that's the video evidence that I want to put in there, that he's out pulling people over. So I'd like to add that to my complaint, since that video is out on Channel 4 News, I believe. So I'd like to add that to my complaint, that he's out there
I can only
acting.
do it so fast. I'm trying to follow
Sure.
you, but
No, that's fine. He's acting as a deputy, and he's not certified to do that.
All right, and for today, just so you know, if you do write like us a letter with
Mhm.
specifications of
Yep.
all of the stuff that you want addressed in there, easier for us to track because there's a lot of information kind of
Yep.
getting thrown at us. But for today's event, I'm going to, obviously my lieutenant's advised of it.
Sure.
Just so you know, we do have a chain of command, and yes, Kastigar is in our chain of command, okay?
Well, that was the other question that I asked the last guy. What happens when your superior is the one that you're investigating on a complaint? And I didn't get an answer on that either.
So sometimes they do different things.
Okay.
Again, so it's not my call on those things. There's different things that they do depending upon the alleged complaint. Because you can imagine we get a lot of different kind of complaints.
Sure.
Depending upon the day, right? Sometimes they're very serious. Sometimes we don't really know what happened. So other times, other agencies,
Well,
if they're directed
here-
by the head, other agencies can investigate.
Here's the thing. I made a complaint. My complaint is on YouTube. Dick, who has everybody calling me by my first name, knows exactly what the situation was. All of you guys know exactly the situation and what he did. I don't know why it wouldn't be simple to go ahead and put something out and say, yes, he was rude, he should have identified himself to the public, and we can move on. Okay. That's what we need to do. We need to have some resolution. You guys want to go ahead and arrest me and take me to court, that's your resolution. Our resolution as the public is only making a complaint. So when you guys don't follow through on that, and it's 9 months, I've already came back once, and I'm not getting any information, it doesn't seem like you're taking it serious. You know what I mean?
And I understand that. I understand your frustration with that, for sure. So in reference, obviously it wouldn't be me telling my superior, hey, you need to act better, right? Because that's where sometimes things go out of different agencies.
Absolutely.
That's understandable.
That's why Pinal County is investigating him pulling somebody over.
And so there's other things that can take place there,
Sure.
and sometimes our hands are tied on certain things. And I know how it looks to the public, but sometimes we just can only do what we're supposed to do, if that makes sense. We just can only do what we're supposed to do, if that makes sense. If you ever want to meet with the sheriff, who's the head of the agency.
I do. I got a phone number
Did you
too.
get this number here? But this is basically to.
I did want to meet with the sheriff. That's what I started here today, and then started getting the runaround.
Schedule one,
All right.
okay? This is how
I
you
got
schedule-
351-4711.
Okay, try this one too.
All
So
right.
this is the direct
Taylor
line,
line?
basically to, I'll use the term secretary.
Okay.
Public safety support specialist is another term that we use.
All right.
But she's the one that schedules with him.
Yeah.
So he's a busy guy, you can't just kind of come in and meet with him, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't.
I know he has a schedule. I mean,
So call
but
him ahead of
obviously
time.
he's a public official. His schedule should be
Call ahead
public.
of time and see what we can do to schedule an appointment with him in reference to.
And Caroline would be the one to give his
Caroline is the
schedule
one that
to.
does the schedule. So to speak with him in reference to some of those things that you want addressed at that higher level, that's how you do that, okay? But in reference today, this entire event, I'm going to obviously inform the chain of command, go up, and we will write a documented either advisory or open some cases and look into it, okay? So when I say advisory or open cases, a lot of the times the public doesn't know the outcome of that. Meaning when we investigate an employee in general,
Sure.
even at a lower level, because they're an employee, we don't always tell the public that they're getting fired or whatever that stuff, okay?
Well, it would be public knowledge.
It would be,
Yeah.
but it's not something that necessarily comes from us. Like, we don't call
Sure.
you and notify you, right?
Got
Because
it.
employees have rights
Sure.
in the state. So those kind of things, you can always do a public records request.
You guys have
through
duties, not
records.
rights.
What's that?
You guys have duties, not rights.
Well, but employees
You're a public.
have rights.
No, you're not. You're a public
So
official.
you-
You're not. Anything that happens and anything that any of these employees do, good or bad, is public. That's the reason why I'm here, is accountability. We don't hide anything from the public. If you're raping little kids or beating little kids and you're getting fired, it should be known to the public. It shouldn't be that this person has rights.
Right.
You have duties when you have a duty to uphold the Constitution. You have the duty to uphold the rights of the citizens in the county that your elected sheriff, who should be certified peace officer, is elected to. That's the way it works. So when you say that, you guys don't have rights. You guys have
Can I
duties.
explain a little more on that?
Sure.
So yes, we do have duties carrying the badge, but as anybody that employed here, there's also employee rights.
No, there's not, because you're a
Meaning,
public
if I'm
official.
going to terminate somebody, I can't just terminate them, right? And that doesn't
That's
even come
well,
from
that's an
'cause they
that's an
have-
internal. I'm saying as a
But
public.
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I'm not worried
Internally,
about
when
that.
something
What
when
I'm-
somebody gets fired, when we do our investigation.
Let's get back to me making a complaint.
Well, hang on.
And if
Let
you're
me
gonna
explain this
fi-
to you so you completely understand it, okay?
I-
So we're just not misunderstanding
Sure.
each other, and I'm understanding what you're saying as well. So when you make that complaint, and I start looking into stuff, and let's say somebody's going to get in major trouble, right? I don't call you and say, hey, just so you know, this is me and IA, this person's getting in trouble from the employee, right?
Correct. The process
But
finishes.
you can go and do a public records
No, but
request,
you if
or
that.
you can find out publicly how that goes, and that's what I'm trying to
So
say.
you're saying that if the process goes all the way through to the end and this person is terminated, through all the paperwork, you as the internal affair person at the end of that whole investigation will not go back and reach out to the person who initially made the complaint and did that, and you wouldn't let them know
You'll get
that,
a
hey,
letter.
you're okay.
So
So
you'll
you
get
do
a letter,
reach
but
out.
I don't
So you do.
call
but-
you and tell you like the
See, we're
details.
talking in circles. I know, but you're
I think
saying
we're just trying to understand,
no,
like, the
you're just.
semantics
It's
here.
almost like you're trying to play a game here.
No,
I don't
okay.
need that you're going to call
I'm
me
being very
personally.
patient with you and just trying to explain some semantics and making sure. we're
Okay,
understanding.
let's talk to you. When I'm referring to you, it's not you as a person. When I'm referring to you, it's your group as internal affairs.
Okay.
So when I say, will you be getting back to me? My apologies for not being clear, but what I mean is, will internal affairs be getting back to me, or would be getting back to that person? So your statement about that they have rights and they wouldn't know is not true. If it went through the whole process and the person got fired because of that complaint and the process was done, the deputy was gone, the Internal Affairs Department would send out a letter to that complainant and say, this was the remedy we took for your complaint, correct?
Sometimes you don't anonymous complaint.
The remedy.
Sure, well, anonymous, sure.
Some of this stuff
I
too,
understand
so-
that, yeah. But that would be the process, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
A letter would get sent out that says, yes, we looked into this, and either the findings or it's still open, or whatever the case may be in the letter, it could be subjective on what's.
What's the typical time frame for a simple complaint process to go through that's not going to be firing or somebody stealing or having a simple complaint of a deputy being rude or being not
So there's a peace
appropriate.
officer bill of rights. I don't know if you are aware of that at all. There's an Arizona statute. I think it's 381104.
But again, let's go back to
So they
he's
just
not a
passed
peace
new
officer.
law. Well, but again, it goes into those employee rights, okay, and how we kind of structure some of our things. Because in IA, we do deal with peace officers and we do deal with civilians.
Okay.
Right, because we have corrections.
But they fall
who are
under that
officers.
peace officer bill of rights?
They fall under an employee bill of rights, and so you have a bunch
Okay,
of.
that's why I don't want to get it fit, because we're talking about a specific person
You
here.
asked about a deputy, a plain deputy. so-
No, I'm talking about a specific. Right now, we're talking about my complaint right now.
Okay.
We're trying to get to where my complaint is in the process. Had it been taken seriously? Had it been looked at? Where are we at? It almost sounds like you guys are just going to start the process now. Is kind of what it seems like. I'm just trying to figure out. It may not be, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Also, you said you talked to Gaio. So
They sent him over here.
Okay.
And I even asked him for a chain of custody and have that signed and dated, and he refused to do that. Another thing that I want to look up and find out if that's a part of your protocol.
I think it would be. I'm thinking it's under a case report.
Yeah, I'm asking her, like, if it ever take
Her?
our other.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Gaio's a guy.
No, so our other coworkers doing the computer stuff, like I explained, that's why we're texting.
Sure.
Yes, I can't tell you answers if I don't
No,
have them.
fair enough. The other person didn't even, they just left me down here, went up, came back and said you were gone and he couldn't help you. He actually told me to call Garrick, who I guess isn't even internal affairs. I don't know what that would do for me.
What I can do is I can tap in.
I could spell November.
How is that? Rita.
Because you came and talked to Gaio in November, correct? Ish.
Yes.
Somewhere around there.
Rita.
Okay.
She had scheduled this in a bike.
Okay. There was an anonymous complaint, and so maybe I'll have to take a look at it. But maybe that's why you didn't get notified, because it's showing.
Well, I put an email on it.
All right.
So I've been checking the emails and
I'll
then,
have to take a look at it.
But yeah, there was an email. There was an email attached to it.
Okay.
I have the it's a nice document. You should be able to pull up the document and see the complaint. They send you that in your text message?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Can they send you the document I sent that in your text message so you can see a
Maybe.
picture of it?
They might be
I mean,
able
if they
to.
have one handy, that way you okay, yeah, that way you can sure.
And also, too, like, on her card, I didn't put my email, but her email is on there.
Okay.
So I thought I had card with me, but apparently I didn't.
Well, that's when we got the emails. Wait a minute.
Another way just
No
kinda get
one
direct to the
no
source.
Everybody on our end.
Okay.
Blindsided by today's date. And then I called Rita's name. What's going on?
Yeah, it'd be better to have a better relationship with internal affairs. That's who I want to have a better relationship with, because you guys are supposed to help the public. It's not really a good thing that you guys investigate yourselves. Not much of the public really appreciates that. Until we can get some citizen panels, we have to rely on you guys to be more honest than the rest of the
We do
public.
have a citizen panel.
You do?
We have a citizen advisory board, and we have citizens. that-
For internal affairs. That oversee all the complaints.
Oversee when we present what we've investigated.
Okay. Interesting. Do you know what that's called, where I can contact or find them?
The citizen advisory board?
That was group, but it could be board.
Or yeah, citizen advisory group?
And I don't remember the name of the guy that's in charge of it.
So do they just look at your findings and give an opinion on them, or?
So they get to ask questions.
Okay.
They do. I'll use the word opinion lightly because again, these days everything is so gray. If
Sure.
that makes sense. But they do get to see kind of how the board works and what's presented in front of them, what IA discovers,
Mhm.
and they get to see how things are going in roundtables. So they can ask questions if they don't understand something, and if they don't agree with something, they could voice it. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're the end-all, be-all, if that makes sense. But it's usually a group decision, and the public is in there so they can watch what goes on and what we discover and ask questions.
Okay.
Sometimes, especially in the law enforcement world, right, we speak a different code, or just even you and I right now.
Watch my video, you'll understand.
Going on, right?
Watch my video, you'll understand how rude and arrogant Richard Kastigar is.
You okay, Garrett? Code 4?
I'm good. Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
What's code 4?
That's a language between us. I'm talking to him right now, so just ask him.
Okay, well, that's awfully rude. I was having a conversation.
Well, you know what? I'm his boss, so I can be that way.
You can be rude to the public?
Yeah,
you work for the public.
Bet.
Okay, well, he actually came out and talked to Garrett and said, hey, Garrett, code 4. And you can see in the video, oblivious. I simply said, what's code 4? That's a language between us. Talk to me like I was a 2-year-old kid.
That's a language between us. I'm talking to him right now. So
I'm a 49-year-old man. If you're going to talk to me like that, I'm going to come down here with a camera and I'm going to make a complaint, and I'm going to make sure you guys get serious. It started with Deputy Knurr, who the charges got dismissed. You guys have been after me ever since. Your sheriff deputy that gang stalked me. When I got arrested for him, every morning I left my house, no matter where I was at in town, a sheriff deputy pulled up behind me. I was on I-10, he's racing up behind me. They're out there trying to get me to do something because they know the charges are bullshit.
So let's handle the stuff for today.
All right.
He's not able to send it, so I'm going to go up real quick. Okay. Do you want to come up?
No, I can hang out.
Okay. All right, let me take a look at that, and I'll be back down.
But really what we need to do is find out where it's at and why it hasn't been taken seriously.
Right.
And is it because of the stature of the person involved?
Right, and these are questions I can't answer for you. So I was not in IA at that time.
Okay.
So I don't know that.
Have you seen the video?
Look at other stuff. I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Is he rude to a lot of people?
It's the video where you're here. Right?
I'm standing right there in front of that monument, and Garrett's standing there. He walks by and decides to interject himself into our conversation. Yeah.
So I think I've seen that video. Yes. Now what happened with that, I don't know. Obviously, we're checking on status now. I don't know if most of the time. So things depend, and again, it's a black and white and a gray area, right? Generally, when somebody makes a complaint, I'll give you an example. Today I took a complaint from somebody, and their complaint was that they felt that they shouldn't have gotten arrested. Well, those kind of complaints aren't really an IA complaint. That's something you gotta go tell a judge.
Sure.
So those, I don't really do paperwork on those people.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Because there's no reason for me to document that, because I've pointed them in the right direction, and it has nothing to do with IA.
Well, I got arrested. I'm not coming to you for that.
Well, and so
the complaints involved. What about that?
If there's a policy violation
during the
overall,
arrest,
that's what IA kind of looks at. So if there's a policy violation, excessive force, demeanor, any of those things, all those are the things that we will look into.
Gotcha.
And to answer your question in reference to a higher person, obviously those are things that we shoot up to the sheriff.
I know. Where'd you find out?
It is high.
Okay, so two things.
Uh-huh.
So what was sent in, or whatever, how we have it listed with the Kastigar complaint, it's listed under what we call an advisory because there weren't any policy violations, but it has you listed under anonymous. So that's why
there's no email address on that.
I'm
pretty sure there is.
I'd have to do a little bit of digging.
That's why I had her get it, and I thought that's why you were going up there.
That's why I went up there. It's attached to some string of voicemails, so it's going to take me a little bit to see if that's there.
Okay.
But I can get back to you on that.
Great.
So
how do I go ahead and get the public records request for those voicemails that it's attached to?
Let me get back to that.
Okay.
So with the complaint, we pulled up what the online complaint looks like, and it's fillable. So we don't, it's like
I see
it's fillable. So we don't actually have a form.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you want us to email you, or do you have a phone number where you'd like us to contact you? And you can write it down, the phone number, if you'd like.
No, same email I gave you.
Okay.
That's the easiest. Yeah, that's the easiest way. I mean, because you're just going to send me an email.
Bellwell1@gmail.com.
Yeah, and then if there's a document or whatever, you guys will email that.
So her email on that card. So just because.
And you wrote your email on there too?
I did not, but I can.
Just your name?
Yeah, I just wrote my name. Just because I'm technologically disadvantaged, do you mind sending us an email so I don't send it to the wrong person?
No, I'll copy everybody on the email.
Okay, that sounds good.
If you want to give me Chris's email, I'll copy him on it. I'm here to talk.
Education sounds good.
I would love to take a vacation, but they won't leave me alone. I got to go to court.
Okay. So let me finish.
And I want to get done with these complaints and stuff. But then once we're done.
So yeah, that actually happened in real life. But here is the email from Tiffany. Basically says they got done with their internal affairs. Thank you. And go fuck yourself. We didn't do anything wrong. Have a nice day. And here's the report from internal affairs. It shows that Richard Kastigar was exonerated. Not sustained, but exonerated. And it's clear from the video that he failed to ID. Let's just go on that point right there. He failed to ID. He violated the policies of his department, and they exonerated him. This shows you there's no accountability. Everybody always asks me, why don't you make a complaint? These people are completely unaccountable. Maybe this will make a change. Maybe it won't. But they're dangerous. They think this is a big fucking joke. Well, when we go to federal court, it isn't going to be a big fucking joke anymore, I can tell you that. Thanks for watching, everyone.